In this video I'll be checking out the CP85 from MINIX. This is a 2-in-1 CarPlay and Android Auto adapter that has a physical button switch on one side of it to allow you to easily switch between multiple devices. It's very similar to another adapter that I've reviewed in the past, but that is unfortunately now unavailable. So when I saw this adapter, I thought I'd check it out, see if it's very similar, and it could potentially be a decent alternative and a replacement. Okay, so that's a quick summary. Let's check out what comes inside the box. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get a paper instruction manual and a support and troubleshooting card. There is the MINIX CP85 adapter itself, an adhesive pad to stick the adapter on a car interior to stop it from falling around. And you get 2 USB cables to power the adapter, one USB-A to C for more traditional CarPlay ports, and a USB-C to C for more modern CarPlay ports in the car. Okay, looking over the adapter then, it is very similar to another adapter that we've seen, which is why I basically went and asked them to review it. It's got the same hammered edging. It's plastic, but it looks like metal hammered edging that you see on rings. On one end of the adapter, you've got a USB-C port to power the adapter. And on the other side, you've got this physical button that you can press to switch between devices. On the bottom, there's nothing else other than stamps. And you've got this MINIX logo that lights up to let you know that the status of your connection. Okay, so here's the other adapter that I've been talking about. And hopefully MINIX won't mind me talking about this one because it's pretty much coming from the same brand. Technically, so the hardware is going to be exactly the same inside. The only difference is that might be the case is that the software might be slightly written differently, but the functionality is pretty much the same. You've got the same function buttons on the side there to switch between multiple users. Although the FCC ID is different, the model number is exactly the same on the back there as well. USB-C to power the adapter. And the only differences are you've still got the glossy plastic on top, just a different logo that also lights up. So this is the one from DRERYRIT and this is the MINIX one. And they both almost like come under the umbrella of an Autocast adapter, especially the DRERYRIT. That was almost like a rebrand. The MINIX have been around for a while now, but their hardware does fall from a similar tree. Let's put it that way. Okay, so that's a brief overview of the MINIX CP85. Let's jump in the car now and see how good this performs. So I'll see you there. Right, so we're in my Cooper Braun and we've got the MINIX CP85 here ready to get plugged in. We're going to connect it and see how quickly it takes to boot up. So I'm going to connect now. And that's us into the main menu interface. Nice and quick. Resolution of the actual launcher is actually quite poor. It's quite blurry. We've got the Bluetooth ID here and the current firmware version on the home screen. Let's first get connected to CarPlay then. So we're going to go into our Bluetooth settings and look out for the Bluetooth ID. We have our Bluetooth ID here, so we're going to connect, pair, allow. And that's us into the main menu interface. Everything looks good, nice and sharp. It's going to be fairly and surprisingly nice and responsive. So happy with that. Maps looks good, not washed out. Obviously interactable. I don't think we've got GPS pass-through. Nope, that's not currently enabled or picking my actual car nav up, so it's not pointing the right way. So no GPS pass-through currently. Let's try some audio. Okay, around about 1 to 2 seconds on the audio. You got the wheel controls all working backwards and forwards. Voice, that triggers, so that's good. Send an audio message. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com and this is an audio test using the MINIX CP85 wireless adapter, and this is an audio test. Okay, happy with that. The audio quality is good. Picked up my microphone in the car. Happy days. Let's do a call test. Hello? 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 Okay, so not too bad in CarPlay. Slight delay, but not significant enough for me to be worried about it. So a good pass for that. Okay, so that's CarPlay in a nutshell, really. We've checked everything in terms of the maps. No GPS pass-through. We can try the config menu. So that's the config menu. We've got the build number, date of manufacturer. Got a very few amount of options here. There is GPS there, which will change in a minute. You've got an update here. So we're going to apply that and apply the update.
A few moments later.
Right, so we're back in after the update. You can see there that the launch screen actually is a little bit better now. It's a bit nicer. They've improved that. And we're back into Apple CarPlay. So we're going to refresh the IP config menu. We are running the latest now. No different changes. We're going to try quickly GPS again. Doesn't look like it's going to position us correctly. No. So we're going to turn on GPS to mode 1, which might reboot the dongle. Yeah. And we'll see if mode 1 actually fires it up. This could be another adapter that displays it in the IP config menu, but the hardware doesn't actually support it. We are in mode 1 now, and it doesn't look like that has changed. No, it's positioning us in a weird way. You can prove that by going into the car nav. You can see that we're actually pointing that more directly south, and if we go in here, so we're not really pointing the right way here really. So no GPS, I would say, on this hardware. So quite limited options generally for a 2-in-1, at least for CarPlay and the adapter itself. So we're going to try and now reconnect to an Android device. Let's just show you that button, and is it able for us to switch between the two. But for that to happen properly, we need to first check, are we able to connect over Bluetooth while still being connected to CarPlay. So Bluetooth is on and it's trying to search. We do have the adapter here, so we're going to tap this and we're going to pair with it. So that means it has like a dual Bluetooth module to it, and it thinks we're connecting to a earpiece for calling. We're still paired. Let's go into Wi-Fi and let's try that. No, it's asking for a password, so it doesn't really know what to do yet. So we're going to double tap this button, and now that's going to hopefully switch to the other phone. So it might just be a case of what connects first. I reckon it's going to be my iPhone. It is connected to my Android. Yep, looking like it is doing that. And we're into Android Auto. So just by pressing that button twice, previously had paired with it already, just had to approve it on the car system, but now we're into Android Auto. And everything looks nice and good, nice and sharp. This should be as responsive, seems to be, between different of the pages. That's all good. Let's check pinch and zoom. No pinch and zoom. Oh no. So it's not detecting it as accurately. I don't know how I got that. Oh, it's doing that instead. So it's not really working as intended. I don't know if that's the case anyway, and I was just being lucky tapping it like that. But I'm pretty sure I was able to do pinch and zoom quite more efficiently. So that's the maps. It's nice and responsive though. And let's try the audio. Nice and rapid and quick. And the wheel controls for Android Auto 2. That's all nice and quick too. Call button. That triggers the Google Assistant and it's hearing me fine. That's all good. Let's do a call test. Hello? 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 Okay, very good quality there. Music's resumed. Really good. Happy with that. So, as we've seen, I've just switched from my iPhone to the Android without cutting out anything on my Android. I've not turned any Bluetooth settings off or anything. So I'm going to press this button again. Let's do double tap again. Maybe I need to do it. Nope, it's done it. So in theory, we should now go back to my iPhone. So let's see if that actually is the case. No. So I'm going to connect to the adapter, and I can't connect over Bluetooth to the adapter now whilst this is actually operating. So I'm just going to press the button once on the adapter. Maybe 2 is to change platform, or once is to change platform, but the adapter is now rebooting. And we're back in here again. So I'm going to do a double press again. And we're still going back into Android Auto. So unfortunately, it's not as reliable as the other adapter that I thought this would be basically a duplicate of. We're going to try doing a single tap. So it's a nice way to disconnect, but unfortunately, it's not really swapping us as well as the other adapter. I'm just checking the user manual to see if there's anything that's worth doing. But right now, it's just restarting back to Android Auto. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a slight intervention. So we're going to go into our Bluetooth, turn this off. So in theory, the adapter should now connect to the iPhone and get us paired to Apple CarPlay now. It's currently red, so it is rebooting. Nothing actually has shown up on the display just yet. It's picked up my phone and slightly connected to Bluetooth. So now it's pairing into Apple CarPlay. And then we're back into Apple CarPlay. So just by turning that Bluetooth off on the phone, pressing the button, and we're switched over without too much worry. But it's not as seamless as the other adapter that I've tried that is no longer selling anymore. I will just try it one more time to go back to Android Auto. So I'm going to turn Bluetooth on. It's now listening out. I'm going to tap it once, and let's see what device it actually gets connected to. It's looking like CarPlay. No, that's just the OS. That's the adapter. We're back into CarPlay. So it's going to reconnect to the last known device. It's not going to switch like the other adapter that I've reviewed before, which I'll put a link up here. But you can't actually buy that anymore. And more about this adapter in a minute. So generally, if you like switching, it's not too bad. It just have to intervene with it a little bit more than normal. That physical button though is actually quite a nice thing to have to disconnect without having to unplug the adapter, quickly fighting for which phone is going to be connecting next. So overall, it's actually not too bad. Could be a lot worse. So the MINIX CP85 2-in-1 wired CarPlay and Android Auto adapter currently retails for $89.90 directly from their store. And I'll put links down below so you can learn more about the adapter, support the channel, and try and buy one. I say try because it's currently sold out, and they have told me that the adapter is also, like the other adapter that I thought this would be a duplicate of, it's actually being discontinued. So if you are into having a physical button to quickly switch between adapters for multi-use, then this is the other one to go for, just for that physical button. It does make swapping between devices a little bit easier, especially if both of you are getting in the car at the same time. Another thing you could try is actually try on Amazon and see if it's any cheaper or even available there. They did say that they do have a good amount of stock left, but they might just not necessarily be selling it on their store, and it might all be on Amazon warehouses. So do check out my links if I put them down below to Amazon stores, and you might be able to pick this adapter up before it completely vanishes from their production line. But it is a shame that they've not continued this adapter, as is the other adapter, because it really is a good way to have that physical button to be able to swap between devices. It is the better way of doing multi-user support if there isn't a menu available. But as soon as you implement a menu, then you implement delay in the boot up process. So I think that's why makers haven't actually adopted that way of working. So the physical button route is actually not a bad way, but they don't seem to match it that well with swapping between devices. So if you do have an Android device or an iPhone device in the car, and is it a shared car experience and you're switching between the two phones and you do want a wireless solution, then these adapters are worth snapping up before they disappear, because I've not really seen any other adapter maker actually bringing in this functionality, and it is quite rare to find that. It's just a shame that both of these adapters are being discontinued, which is a bit insane. So do check out my links and grab these as soon as you can if this is a multi-use for you and you think that physical button's going to be very, very good. And also check out my other adapter as well that I linked earlier for a similar experience, and probably a little bit more reliable one as well. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a big thumbs up and let me know down below if you have any questions about this MINIX CP85 adapter, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you like watching my content and you'd like to support us, you can send us a super thanks down below on YouTube, or you can check out my link down below also to buy me a coffee and buy me one of those to support me as well. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.